So it's important to remember that really there's all types of legislation that Barack Obama has been pushing, especially looking at education and health care. I think one of the other areas that he's brought up, Senator Kennedy did, and Barack Obama also did, is there's a time for change in this country. Senator Kennedy and Barack Obama both responded very strongly when the President of the United States gave his last address to the public, to the voters here in the United States, and also to the people here in America. And when they did respond, they indicated, in their opinion, that we are really in debt. There's a $3.1 trillion deficit. Every month in Iraq, we're spending $10 billion, ladies and gentlemen. And we all need to be aware of that. We also need to be aware that Senator Ted Kennedy has been pushing for people to pull out of Iraq. And in his very powerful speech, which you can see on YouTube, where he gives his endorsement, he and his son Patrick and Caroline Kennedy, the daughter of John F. Kennedy, are endorsing Barack Obama. In that powerful speech, he likens Barack Obama to John F. Kennedy, and that they were both young when they took the mantle, and he is indicating that he is giving thumbs up to Barack Obama and indicating that yes, that Barack Obama has been called young and perhaps inexperienced, but when they told the same thing through Ted Kennedy's words, he indicated they told the same thing to his brother. And his brother said the time for change is now. Senator Kennedy also likened him to Martin Luther King and indicated that there's a fierce sense of urgency of now that things need to change. And many of us in the Latin community and also throughout this great land have indicated that we are tired and need a change. We're facing insurmountable odds. Over 2 million people in the next couple of years will be losing their homes because of the mortgage crisis. Our healthcare system is in shambles. We need more of a solution. We're going to be talking about that in the second hour. And we're also going to be talking about education, the No Child Left Behind program that Senator Kennedy championed but is trying to fix. And he says he's going to be working closely with Barack Obama. Even Republicans, grudgingly really hold Ted Kennedy with high regard, because it was he who reached out on both sides of the aisle, reached out to John McCain on the immigration bill, of which Ted Kennedy has supported since 1965, when Lyndon Baines Johnson signed that into law. And he's a big champion of immigration, and he's trying to reach a realistic plan. When we have Ted Kennedy come down here, the senator from Massachusetts pushing for Barack, I invited him on this show. Yet again, we have the honor and the privilege to have him on by radio, by teleconference, and he was gracious enough to talk with us this morning. And I was honored to talk with him because, again, he comes from a family that has just put their indelible mark on the course of American history. Ted Kennedy is a man who's always stood for the poor, for the elderly, for children. And he's always pushed for those ideals and put them first above corporate profits. So with that being said, I extend my hand of friendship with Senator Ted Kennedy and would ask that he come on our show yet again when he's down here in South Texas, and even for a brief few moments, because I think it's important for us to know both candidates that are involved in this. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it's anybody's race. I'm going to thank our sponsors right now. Among those, Rhodes Vela, rhodesvela.com. That's Rhodes Vela, Tom Rhodes and Phil Vela doing a great job. They've got offices in San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and Houston. And I'd also like to thank Vasquez Flores Home Health, providing care for the elderly. And let's not forget Chapa Nevares in San Antonio, doing a great job. And also our bread and butter sponsor, ImpactCreditGroupUSA.com. That's Tommy Holbein. He's doing everything he can, especially now with this mortgage crisis and everybody worrying about their credit. Tommy Holbein can help. He's a good-hearted man, and he's been there for a lot of people. And, you know, with our credit the way it is, ladies and gentlemen, the credit crisis, the mortgage crisis, you need people to kind of help you out along the way. So Impact Credit Group USA. Now, when we come back, we're going to be talking about all of these issues and talking about what the superdelegates mean, what it means as far as the competition between Hillary and Barack, and how it's going to affect the Republicans in November, which candidate is going to be chosen. When we come back, we'll be talking about all of that. And we're back after a brief break. You're listening to South Texas Crossfire. You can tune in here, KTMV here in Corpus Christi, and San Antonio, Channel 21 on Time Warner. And let's not forget KVTV, Channel 13, our affiliate in CBS. Gabe Gonzalez out there in Laredo, Texas, doing a great job. And now we are also on YouTube, uploading each and every show. That way, if you miss us, you can get on YouTube and hit the search term on YouTube, South Texas Crossfire, and we'll be uploading an update in our website at www.southtexascrossfire.com. And if you have any questions, you can always reach me at joe@floreslawfirm.com. That's joe@floreslawfirm.com. And also on our office, 361-887-8670. That's 361-887-8670. And things are definitely going to heat up. Our Super Tuesday is March 4th, 2008. If you're just joining us, I had the honor and the privilege of interviewing Senator Ted Kennedy, the senior statesman from Massachusetts, 8 terms in the Senate, on committees such as health, education, labor, pension, on the Armed Services Committee, providing armor for our men and women in Iraq and the theater over there, trying to prevent loss of life and limb. And also, he's on the Economics Committee and has been pushing hard to try to revamp and try to fix the problems with our mortgage crisis and also with our health care and education crisis. As many of you all know, Senator Ted Kennedy championed bilingual education, civil rights, and was stood arm in arm with Cesar Chavez to help out with Latino rights and Hispanic rights. We also have to remember that he was there with Dr. Martin Luther King and has been a part of history. I mean, 50 years out there, and that's why he sent shock waves throughout the Clinton camp. He sent shock waves throughout the Democratic Party when on January 28th, 2008, he decided to endorse Barack Obama. Wasn't just him, but the Kennedy family. Caroline Kennedy, daughter of John F. Kennedy, the President of the United States, and also his son Patrick, who is in the House there in Washington. They came out strong for Barack Obama. It was one of the most eloquent speeches and strong speeches I've ever seen Senator Kennedy give. And you can see that on C-SPAN or YouTube and plug in Ted Kennedy endorsing Obama on the search terms, and you can see that 19-minute speech. But let me just break it down for you. He's likened Barack Obama to his brother, John F. Kennedy, in that, you know, there's a spirit of youth, you know, when John F. Kennedy was up there and he helped put a man on the moon, and he's the one who initiated that program. Let's not forget that also he initiated the Peace Corps. And so for Ted Kennedy, the senator from Massachusetts and brother of RFK and JFK, to be given a thumbs up to Barack Obama, that is something extremely powerful. It's going to be interesting how these races turn out. Now, we just had yesterday Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton arrive in Robstown, Texas. She was here speaking and gave a huge rally. I mean, I think that everybody from the media was out there, and Carlos Lopez, we're going to be bringing him on here pretty quick. We're going to get his insight. He had an exclusive interview with her and some pictures, and we'll be bringing him out in a show very quickly. There is a lot of support for Senator Clinton out there in the Hispanic community and with the elderly. But also for Barack Obama. Many people are getting to know him, and now more than ever, the Super Tuesday effect, as they say, that as Senator Kennedy pointed out earlier in an interview with him, he said it should be decided by those delegates, not the super delegates who can rock the vote one way or the other. And as I said in the last half hour, we were going to cover that ground because the election can be anyone's. What we've got is 2,000 plus delegates, or actually 4,000 plus delegates that decide, and 800 of those are super delegates. What are super delegates? They're the ones that aren't committed to anyone. They can decide or change their mind